Hello and welcome. If you're on a fertility journey, there's probably one question that comes up more than anything else. So today, we're going to take a look at that question and maybe shift our perspective on the answer a little bit.
So, what is that big question? It's the one everyone asks. How many tries is it going to take? How many IVF attempts before we have a baby? And it sounds like a simple numbers question, right? But the real answer, well, it's a lot more interesting and honestly way more empowering than you might think.
Okay, so let's just get this out of the way right up front. There's no magic number. It's different for everyone. For some lucky people, success happens on the very first go. For others, it's a journey. It might take a few attempts. And that's because success is so deeply personal. It really comes down to individual things, like your age and the quality of your eggs. So to really wrap our heads around this, we have to talk about two different ways of looking at success rates. It's super important. First, you have your per attempt rate. That's just what it sounds like, your chance of success in any one single cycle. But then there's the cumulative rate, and that's your total chance of success when you look at several cycles together. Getting this difference? It's a total game changer for setting your expectations.
And this is where things get really hopeful. Check this out. Let's say your success rate for one attempt is, 30%. That might not sound huge, right? But look what happens after 3 attempts. That cumulative chance can jump all the way up to around 65%. That's a huge difference, and it's exactly why it's so helpful to see this as a journey, not just a one-shot deal.
Okay, but here's the thing. It's not just about playing the numbers game. True success isn't just about doing the same thing over and over again and just crossing your fingers. There's way more to it than that.
I mean, think about it. So many different things can influence the outcome. Of course, there's age, but then there's your AMH value. That's a number that gives you a clue about your ovarian reserve. You've also got sperm health, what's going on in the uterus, and even things like lifestyle habits. It's like this giant, complex puzzle, and every single piece is unique to you. And that brings us to what I think is the most important idea in this whole discussion. It's this quote right here. What's important is not how many attempts, but what strategy to build for your situation. Just let that sink in for a second. This one idea changes everything. It moves you from passively asking how many to actively asking, what's our plan?
So what does a strategy even mean in this context? What does it actually look like? Well, it's all about making smart, informed choices with your doctor. Things like maybe changing the stimulation method to see if you can get better quality eggs, or deciding to grow embryos a bit longer to the blastocyst stage because they tend to be stronger, or even choosing a frozen embryo transfer to give your body more time to get ready. See? These aren't just random shots in the dark. They're strategic decisions. And hey, for those of you who are managing all of this from another country, your strategy has this whole other layer to it, right? Logistics. The planning isn't just medical for you. It's also about figuring out how to coordinate your treatment with your job, with travel, with your whole life back home. And that piece of the puzzle is absolutely a huge part of your strategy. So where do you even start with building a strategy like this? It's simple, really. It all begins with one thing. Really, truly understanding your own situation first. Before you can make any moves, you need to have the full picture, all based on your own personal data.
And that's what we call data-driven support. It's not about getting your hopes up too high, and it's definitely not about being pessimistic. It's about taking a calm, clear-eyed, realistic approach. It's about planning your treatment based on what we actually know, the facts of your specific situation.
And please, please hear this. You are not supposed to figure all this out by yourself. You absolutely do not have to. There is professional support out there. There are people who can help you look at your data and work with a doctor to build that personalized plan, one step at a time. You can get help from specialists who really, truly get what this journey is like. Actually, you can get those specific answers that are all about you. We're talking about your own personalized success rates and a clear strategy you can actually use. All of that can be discussed in a free online consultation, just one-on-one. That's where all this general info we've been talking about today turns into a real concrete plan that's made just for you. So let's leave you with this. Now that we've kind of reframed this whole thing, that success is about building a strategy, not just counting tries, the question to ask isn't how many attempts anymore. The question becomes something way more powerful. It becomes, what's the very first step in my personal strategy?